I'm super passionate about what I do because I think at the end of the day we're providing not only a high quality product but something that's also nourishing people and their bodies.
I think the vision for this place unfolded as we started to expose the soil and understand what we had here. We knew that it would be a great place to grow food. Christine, my mother-in-law, had some food growing experience, and together we decided to start a garden that was influenced by permaculture principles. We knew that we wanted to use as little intervention as possible and really look after the soil and grow food that was healthy for you. I'm Jess and I am the custodian of this land and started the Falls Farm 10 years ago. The special thing about these trees is that this was literally the first thing that we planted. This is where it all started.
I think we know we're growing good produce when we see the vibrancy, the colour, the texture of the produce that we grow. We might not have the best looking carrots, but we definitely have the tastiest and the most nutrient dense.
Protein. Is this for your cooking? Okay. I think what sets the Falls Farm apart is that we're still learning, and so we're really open to new techniques and new ideas. We're not stuck in our ways. And I think that's because we have a really youthful team and youthful energy.
Though they look pretty good. Probably one of the hardest things about farming are the crop failures, wondering if what you're doing is right and what you've done wrong.
Farming in a traditional commercial broadacre sense is hard, and then when you take it down to this human scale, it gets even harder because there's so much labour involved in growing this produce and picking this produce and packing this produce.
Supporting regenerative and local small plot farmers means that you're helping to sustain your local food economy, but also that you know where your food came from, you knew who grew it, and you're consuming it within a much shorter period of time. Picking the produce, packing it and sending it ourselves to our chefs, and having that relationship with the chefs is really special. We're growers and we love to grow food. The chefs know what to do with our produce, but we give them a variety of produce that they can then use as a palette to create their art. The Delicious and Harvey Norman Produce Awards matter to farmers like us because it recognises small plot and regenerative scale farming as an actual sustainable food system.
And that's why the Produce Awards are so important, is that they do highlight and recognise the work that goes into this kind of farming. We hear about this ageing population of farmers. There is a new generation of farmers that care about the environment and who want to do things differently. And so when a farm like ours gets recognised at this level, we create a picture for other young people who might see themselves in that picture.
Terella is a family business that's 3 brothers, one of them I'm married to, and they're partners, and we've been in the food industry for a long time. What do you think, Roops?
It was that big brown one there. So the one in between the 2 black ones, that
Yeah.
looks really good.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yep.
I suppose our aim is really to provide healthy, ethically grown food to the public. So I think what makes us really different is that we're using heritage breeds of animals. They spend their entire time on grass. They're processed at a much older age. They're not rushed, they're handled gently. It's just a slow method of growing animals. And then once we process them, we dry age them for 18 to 20 days. And that makes a big difference. No one else is really doing that and making it available on a daily basis.
We don't have a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job. It's very far from that. And sometimes we're working a bit too hard, but quite often you don't even really notice because it's really quite joyful. Yeah. We had a customer in the shop this week who's a fantastic chef at a really great restaurant up in Main Ridge, and she was asking me about the delicious Harvey Norman Awards and what it meant to me, and I said to her that it's unusual for producers to get this sort of recognition. Chefs get it all the time, and restaurants, you know, get lots of hats and things like that, and it's pretty special that these awards are just celebrating the producers, and I think that's quite unique. And it's really motivated us, hasn't it?
Yeah. You can feel like you're not really appreciated, or people don't really, understand what you're doing. But then to be doing it for so long and then to be recognised for what you're doing, what we thought was good, someone else agreed.
I think the whole farm to fork or farm to plate philosophy has always been really well done by restaurants. We go to restaurants and we see producers heroed and things like that. What I think is changing, which is really exciting, is that your everyday consumers are also really excited about seeking out product from reputable growers and cooking it at home. Oh wow, okay, cool, no problem. That's it, $3.66, thank you. Thanks. And then I'd braise it with some white wine and maybe some fennel, some potatoes. Terella Farm Gate is really a collection of produce from the Mornington Peninsula. So we obviously sell a wide range of fruit and veg, but everything's grown locally and obviously in season. And then we sell that alongside our beef and lamb. We sell local breads, we sell pickles, preserves, chutneys, you name it. We're really blessed to have a beautiful community of customers. They're curious, they're passionate about supporting local, and they really appreciate the kind of quality, so they can taste the difference. Very good. Thank you. Here we are in the depths of winter and there's just so much colour in the room, and that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
I love coming to the Carriageworks Farmers Market to get amongst all the fresh seasonal produce, speak to the farmers, speak to the producers themselves, have a great coffee, have a great baked good, and get this day started. It's important to shop in season because you're getting the best out of the produce. You're getting the best flavours, best nutrients. It's the best of the best down here. You don't need to do much to it to make it good because it already is in its prime.
I knew it was going to be you. I know, Laura.
How are you? Amazing, thank you.
No worries.
Still so good. So good. You've only just pressed this as well.
Yes. Thank you very much. Very sweet.
Thank you. See you soon. The smell of the lemon. Amaya lemon is the king of the lemon. Amazing, and thank you so much. Lovely to meet you. Local producers face endless amounts of challenges, climate being one of them. We've gone through a very, very wet year last year and the majority of the ingredients were washed out, flooded out. They're only just coming back to being to the volume that they were before, and I think we need to support them as much as possible.
So Jerry, welcome to Rota. This is my Japanese restaurant down at Barangaroo.
I'm very impressed.
And I have to say this year we've had another incredible year with the delicious Harvey Norman Produce Awards, and I want to thank you for your incredible support. So we've got some beautiful produce that Laura, who's worked for me for 16 years, she was the state judge this year, me being a national judge. So we've got some lamb and beef from Terella Farm down on the Mornington, and we've got some beautiful vegetables that are grown by Paul's Farm up in the Sunshine Coast, and looking forward to tasting it.
These dishes are all about the produce. Fresh fruit and veg straight from the producer is always going to be one, healthier, more organic, and packed with flavour.
You know, sustainability and seasonal produce is so important. And you tend to find when it's in season, it's at its best and it's at its cheapest.
Fruit and vegetables straight out of the garden, in season. You shouldn't buy it any other way.
And I get excited for produce because then I start thinking about what I'm going to do with it and how I'm going to cook it.
We love the Terella Farm produce because of the way that it's been raised, the love that's been put into it, the fat content on things like the lamb, and the structure of the beef. For the vegetable produce from Falls Farm, we don't have to do much to it. We're just going to poach them until they're tender in a bit of butter and then bring them out. We're going to dress them in a lemon oil, black pepper, and put them on a plate with the lamb and let them speak for themselves. They're sweet enough.
What we have is this new wave of home cooks, and they're experimenting more, and they want to know who these producers are, and they want to, go to the farm gate, and they want to experiment, and they want to produce what we're producing. And what these awards do, it's naming these guys, it's letting these guys become known to the public.
Okay, the big thing here is the celebration of our producers and the fact that they're doing this wonderful job, to encourage them to do more, to do better, and that we all benefit. It's a celebration of the food.
So Jerry, once again, 2 of the best days judging. We had some incredible produce, and I think we should dig in and eat. I like the little tomato in it, green tomatoes.
You've got to have that
Acid.
to give it the taste.
Yeah. All right, Jerry, I'm gonna do it like that.
That's a good tasting term.
Well, that's another great meal, Jerry, and I just want to thank you for all your support. If it wasn't for you, the delicious Harvey Norman Produce Awards wouldn't exist. From the producers to the markets, to the consumer, and to the restaurateurs.
Here's to a long life.
I think we should dig in and eat. Cheers.
Cheers.